Welcome back to Whiskey Tango Foxtrot Garage, third installment. Okay, today I'm gonna try to do a rear winch mount. Can't find them anywhere, nobody makes them. If you find one, it's a custom made. So why not? I'm gonna try to put a 3,500 pound winch on the back of this RZR with no bumper. So give me just a minute and I'll take you back there, show you what we're working with. All right, so as you can see, we have the solenoid mounted right here, wires run down. Trying to get around the exhaust is actually difficult. If the leads were longer, we could go over the top. I'm gonna try over the bottom. If it don't work, it don't work. This is just something I'm trying. Got them run across right here, blah blah blah, and back down. And then over here have the circuit breaker and the wires and everything run here to the second battery. And you got to excuse the whole thing because I'm in the middle of a rewiring. This thing is, over the years, I have accumulated a lot of accessories and it takes its toll. So I'm also installing a lot of electrical stuff at the same time. But here's what I have in the back. Have Super ATV boxed radius rods. I haven't had any issues with them. Everybody talks about the Super ATV, but well, yeah, it is what it is. So I got this plate on eBay. It's 3/16 thick. That's the original plate for the Badlands 3500 X or ZXR winch. I have acquired a little piece of steel here. Going to try to make some stuff. My plan is, with this much, well, thicker plate, should be able to replace the Super ATV one, which is cut out obviously for looks or for whatever purpose. I also have 12.9 grade bolts that I'm replacing these 10.9s with. I'm gonna see what happens. Stay tuned. Stick around with me. Okay, something I forgot to mention. So I'm running terabytes, 33, 10, 14s, and from, let's see if I can do this with one hand, trying to hold the camera too. Yeah, excuse me, jumping around here. In the back, I just took a piece of angle iron here, set it across the tires about where the winch would sit, and there's actually more room than what I thought. There's right at 1 foot all the way across of clearance from there. Well, I'm sorry, 11 inches. See it there. So 11 inches of clearance. I shouldn't have to worry about dropping down off of rock ledges, hitting the winch, stuff like that. All right, so nothing's bolted together. Just got it setting out. Obviously your hook's gonna hang down, but I stuck it out just to make sure. So with the winch, its mounting plate, and then my stopper and my cable or my hook, we're looking at a total right at 12 inches. So it'll be setting back around 10 inches, so it should be okay. We'll find out. All right, guys. So yes, I use an old freezer for a welding table. Anyway, I got just some raw materials here. I'm going to go off of the plate that comes with the winch. I got me a little strip of 1/4 inch flat bar, 2 inch wide. Just a random piece of angle iron here in case if I need it, and then my plate. And I'm gonna try to finish this today, but It's looking a little bit cloudy. It might come a little rain, so I'm gonna get some pieces cut. Y'all hang out. All right, I'm back. I cut a few pieces. Working on getting the mount itself made. I don't know if you can see that, but I think I got a little bit hot. Probably shouldn't have gotten that hot. Anyway, that will be my actual mounting plate, and I did put it at an angle. That way the winch actually kind of points up. Not much, but there we go. Welded both sides. You can see there. Now I'm using a 110 welder, a 4NA easy weld. Little, I think like 250 bucks or something like that on Amazon. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be a pain to check the trans oil, but I'm just going to set it up to where I will just take the bolts out of the winch, move the winch, check the oil, change the oil, whatever I got to do, and then go from there. So what we got here is the starts of a winch mount. Winch right here, see? Yep. Winch mount, go on right there. Now, my next plan is I am going to cut out of this the 1/4 inch flat bar stock. I'm going to cut braces out to weld in coming from the bottom. And then from the top, I believe I'm going to come from the side and come up to here. Just gotta look out for the winch, because it's going to be roughly, it's going to be packed in there. So as you can see, it's going to be tough to check the transmission fluid. But I mean, honestly, we don't ride a lot, maybe once a month, so unless I notice a leak, 100 hours or whatever it is Polaris suggests. So got our 2 braces on the bottom. Here's what they look like. Don't be judgy, I don't care. This is before being cleaned up. I never claimed to be a welder, but I'm a hell of a grinder. So here we are back. We got rained out. Got us some more brackets, a little bracing to do. So here's what I'm looking at now. Let me see, cut me some pieces, 1/4 inch, and I am going to grind the corners down to get around the welds there. It'll actually fit in there kind of like that, just to disperse, to make it so that when the winch is mounted and it's pulling, because I have it angled up, it'll pull from the entire bracket instead of just the one spot. Now I did, excuse the mess, I did brace it on the bottom here, and that will cause it to utilize the bottom section here as bracing. And then these right here, once they're welded onto this plate, it'll disperse the pull all the way across that plate. So hopefully we won't just have the radius rod plate bend. Now, like I said, I am replacing the bolts with the 12.9 grade. That way they can withstand a little bit more force, but 3,500 pound pulling, I'll probably won't utilize that much of it. Here we go. Let's grind some stuff, weld some stuff, all kinds of fun stuff. All the fun stuff that makes this worth it. Actually, it makes it worth it whenever you're out riding by yourself and you come up on something You think it's not too deep, and then next thing you know, you're having to winch from the front all the way through the obstacle. I'd much rather just winch out the back. So, makes it worth it. See if that fits. Fits. Now, what sucks is it's going to become a mud and rock trap on the inside right there. Let me bring you over here. So, what we have here, we have our two pieces. Obviously, cut them down so they'd fit around that original weld there. I haven't decided if, I think I want to kind of point them towards the bolt holes. Like that. I like that. Alright, well, give me a second to set up the welder. And now, like I said, it's a little 110 welder, so I've literally got it at full blast. It's not meant to weld 3/8. Quarter inch is as big as it's supposed to go. But if you apply enough heat and turn the metal liquid, it'll stick. Alright, welder set up. Got my pieces set up, ground wire run. Something to remember. No screen can hurt your eyes with the light. So it's okay to video welds. Definitely have a weird tan after this. Alrighty, let's go. Don't weld in Crocs. Because it's flux, I weld it all the way around, both sides. I say flux. Flux welding is actually good. It's great. It's one of the only welds that you can use outdoors besides stick, because wind and air movement will affect MIG. That should hold pretty darn good. All right, well, got our little wire brush here on our handy dandy, almost wore out DeWalt. now. Ain't gonna hurt to cool off for a minute anyway. Bring you in for a close-up. Like I said, it didn't do great. The welds are there. It's on there. I promise you that. But could it be better? Yeah. If I had a shop, it'd be better. But for what we got, I think this will do plenty for just testing to see if we can make winch mounts off of radius rod plates. If this works out, man, I hope. Look at that little bee. Look at that little booger. Well, hello. Come on, land on that piece of metal. That thing's hot. All right. Let's see how it goes. Just flip these glasses on, keep the OSHA people happy. Let's do it with a hand without a glove on. That's better. Of course, we're trying to get it ready. We want to paint it. That's definitely the goal. And obviously, if you can't tell, I want it orange. That way it matches my radius rods. Paint don't like to stick to the flux too good, so. You know, we got yellow jackets and stuff flying all over. If I get stung and holler like a little girl, my apologies. But that looks way better. Front, back, everything. Whole thing actually looks pretty good. I think it's gonna be strong. I'll probably take a grinder, smooth those out. If y'all hear some hollering, they're doing some cattle wrangling across the street here. They do it old school. Horses, all kind of stuff. It's cool. Let's see here. Yeah, we got some little divots. It's still strong enough for a winch. For what we're doing, I think it's gonna work. Appreciate you staying with me for the journey so far. Let's see if we can't get it kind of mocked up. See what it'll look like. All right, so I have brought it to my own attention. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to pull these holes right here forward, because where this mounts, the welds now hit. Not only that, but where the winch goes at the top here, here's one of the new bolts that I'm using. When it's in there, the winch body is right against the side of it. So I might just drill new holes. Just right here, just forward of the old holes, just to get the winch out away from it. Now, like I said, we've got, if you remember from the beginning, we have 11 inches from the radius rod plate to the edge of the tires. So we still have a little room to work with here. So I'm gonna get that drilled out. It's mocked up, not mounted tight, nothing real tight on there. It's heavy. I think I'm gonna change out the steel cable for synthetic rope. Lose a little bit of weight. I don't know how much that steel cable weighs, but yes, I will have to remove the winch to check the oil on the transmission. But like anything, you have to make a sacrifice every once in a while. Now it's mocked up. I'm happy with it. We got, now obviously whenever I pull it tight, it's going to pull the end on into the stopper here. But there's our 11-inch mark like we had in the back of clearance. And then from the deepest part right there, we're showing 11 inches at the end of the hook right now. So I think we're going to clear. I think this is going to be a great thing. You see how the braces in the back clear. And like, I didn't have any plans. I didn't have any drawings. I just knew what I wanted and did my best to make it happen. Did I mess up on the bolt holes? Yes, I did. Will I continue to mess up stuff? Oh yeah. As long as you're doing something, you're gonna mess stuff up. That's the way life is. Might make some more welds. Might close this in right here. Just weld it around. Might just leave it alone because I've already applied a lot of heat to that back bracket there. But all in all, I'm pretty happy. I'm about to paint it. Hello. All right. So went ahead, took the rear radius rod plate off. Any of y'all have had a chance to do that? It is not fun. Not easy at all. These little boogers right here, if they fall down behind the transmission, under it, you're done. This little short 18 was my best friend. Let's take a walk over here to the paint booth. See how everything's coming out. See right here, we have some spare axle holders that I've made, painted up. They're ready. So we're gonna walk on over here to the paint booth, which just happens to be a state of the art, if y'all can't tell. Let's see here. Shoot, looking pretty good. Looking about ready to go on is what it's looking like. It's humid today, man. This paint is taking forever to dry. Might let it finish drying on the vehicle. Might have to take my little heat gun. Man, paint hides a lot of blemishes in the welds, don't it? Something to think about when y'all are looking at cages. That's some of the shittiest welds that I could throw down. Just something quick, something to test it out. I know the welds are going to be strong, but man, they look like ass. But yeah, all right, here we go. Final product. Check it out. It's tucked. It's tight. It is stout. We'll have to find out how well it works. Ride for a cure. Look at that. Almost made it. Once that cable pulls on in, it'll be fine. All right, well, as you can see, I got a lot more going on. Replacing my cables going to the front with 0 gauge. I've got to lower these shocks down for the larger tires. Went to 33s. Won't fit my trailer now. Nothing else new on the vehicle. I'm gonna get me a synthetic rope for the front too. Had a bad cluster of wires from how many accessories, interior lights, blah 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 I've added. It's gonna be a lot of stuff tested out. Turn my speakers facing the back so that way I can annoy everybody that I pass, hopefully. If you don't get annoyed by loud music, we love you. I got a mess going on in here. Well, I guess that's all for this video. if you have any questions, put in the comments. Obviously, I'm sure it's gonna work fine. It'll actually be covered up by the socket. We'll see. See how that'll work out. That's great. Won't even know it's there unless I need it. Maybe some of our big makers like Super ATV, L&W, places like that will pick up on this as a need to create this. It's gonna work out good, I think. Couldn't match the orange exactly. Now comes the fun part of wiring everything in. I got the wires ran. Nothing's actually set in stone yet. To be honest with you, it's a brand new winch. I don't even know if the winch works itself, so guess I need to get on doing some wiring. Well, thank y'all for hanging out. And until next time, and maybe this mess that I have going on here will be done. If y'all have any questions, thoughts, any kind of comments, leave them down below. We'll answer them as quickly as possible. Thank y'all.